Hey, welcome to my channel. So you saw over the weekend, basically, Devers was traded to the Giants. I mean, the Giants are a surprise team. Let's be honest, the Giants, as well as the Mets, not the Mets, sorry, the Cubs. Thinking the Mets because practically half their teams is pretty much of the Mets' former teammates, basically. But Devers going to the the Giants has increased the possibilities. Quite honestly, now, can they compete with the Dodgers and the Padres? It's hard to say now, but the thing is, it definitely heats up, or make not make heats up, but makes it more competitive for the wild card spots now. Because quite honestly, um, the if the Mets don't keep producing the way they are and stay in first place in the East, they're gonna have a hard time getting into the playoffs. Quite honestly, because the at the rate that the Cubs are playing as well too, and surprisingly that the Cubs are where they're playing. And let's be honest, they're going to be buyers now. They're going to look for some serious pitching, and the fact that the Milwaukee Brewers are coming back to doing what they're supposed to be doing, um, it's just only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before the Philadelphia Phillies get red hot again, and the Mets start going into a slump and they lose that first place seed again. Like, look what happened last year. Last year, the Mets weren't in the same situation last year where they were like chasers at that point. They might have been sellers at this point in the year, but um, it's 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 coming to a point where the Mets are going to have to do some serious thinking of who they're buyers. Let's be honest, they are buyers. They're no longer sellers. They are buyers. Question is, who are they going to get? Because Vientos is out. Batty's now going on the IL for now. Um, I mean, Mauricio, he can do whatever he can do basically at this point. McNeil is finally getting red hot again, so that's great to see. Thing is like I don't know who you trade because you got Acuna, and like the question is, do you wait and be patient with Acuna, or do you trade him? Because quite honestly, let's be honest. I mean, like the Mets made some bad decision trades in the past when they were, when they had to do some buying. I mean, let's be honest, like with Crow Armstrong. I mean, yeah, you got to buy as, but for like short term, look what Armstrong is doing now. I mean, like he's pretty much the reason why the Cubs are practically in first place. I mean, this guy's pretty much a genuine superstar. The Mets had him; they could have kept him. Could have been one of their own homegrown stars. Could have been a great. Put it this way, he would have been that center fielder that you needed instead of putting Taylor in there, and then you could then have Nimmo and Crow and Nimmo could have been either or between the left field and center field basically, and then Soto himself as well too. I mean like that three, the two dynamos of actually the three dynamos of Lindor, Armstrong, Alonso, and Soto. Well, that's four actually. That would have been like a new murderer's row type of thing basically if they all produced and hit it really well at that point. Vientos could have been there at that point, but like again, he's having issues. Batty, I mean, his bat fizzled before he went to IL. Basically after his groin pull. I know I put that. I shouldn't say that, but in reality, is who knows? Because I mean, maybe the Mets have some. Maybe the Mets are going to bring up some of their young guns to replace him. I mean, Acuna. I hate to say this, but Acuna, I thought he would be better than he was right now, better than he is right now, but he's not capitalizing. I mean, this is a guy that earlier in the year he was doing really well, and then all of a sudden he starts fizzling. I guess I, I don't know. The one thing I don't know is Hefner's a great pitching coach, and he sprinkles his magic with the the hitters themselves. But the question comes down to is the hitting basically the hitting coach. Should the Mets find a new hitting coach? Maybe, maybe not, because quite honestly, I mean, like they are still hitting. It's just when they're in those slumps, they just don't know how to get out of it properly. And some of the players that are developing aren't developing to the point where like the young guys aren't developing where they should be hitting. And so that's the big issue for me is we don't have as many. We basically put it this way: when the Mets offense simmers, they don't have a really great defense behind them. Let's be honest. I mean, the let's say again coming back to the pitching. I mean, the Mets. The fact that they have the lowest ERA is quite phenomenal. But based on this weekend, I think it's gone up as a result because it's quite surprising that the Rays actually swept the Mets like this. That threw me off completely. But I mean, I guess the Mets never really faced a true challenge until now. I mean, yeah, granted they were played against the Yankees, but the fact is like, I thought they probably could have gotten one game, but the fact that they got swept is really concerning to me. But anyways, the question comes down to is what should the Mets do now? Honestly, what should the Mets do when it comes to the trade deadline? I think they still need that high end pitcher, that showstopper of a pitcher, basically. Problem is you're not going to find one. If they can get Skeens, that'd be great, but that's not happening. Let's be honest. The Pirates are not trading Skeens to the Mets. Um, and I don't know who else is available at this point, quite honestly. I mean, um, only time will tell. Time will only tell. I mean, honestly, I didn't even think the Red Sox were going to, sell Devers, basically, because Rafael Devers, he was, beside Betts, they were the three, two of the three that were the cornerstone of the Red Sox championship team, and he was the last remnant of them basically. I guess the fact that Rivers basically being kind of a sort of what the Red Sox are deeming as a prima donna. I mean, they could have treated him, handled it differently, but the fact they were treating him as a prima donna in ways, and the guy didn't want to play first base. They're like, you know what, we're overpaying for a guy basically that's not going to do much. We might as well trade him and like rebuild in a ways, but not rebuild, but like they are suddenly surging, but at the same time they tried their best. And the Giants, hey man, they got what they wanted. They got a power hitter now, and they're in the thick of things. If Rivers can like, basically get them above the hump over the Dodgers, that would be impressive as well too. I mean, I'd love to see that rivalry reunited again between the Dodgers and the Giants, where like just like in the 50s and 40s, that would be great to see that basically. At the same time, Padres coming into the it'd be pretty impressive. You got three California teams basically shooting for that first for number one spot in the West basically, and then the Mets. If we can get by Philadelphia without no issues, and we could clinch the East, I think we're okay then at that point. Um, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. With that, I'll leave it at that. If you like my video, please hit the like button. If you like my content, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. For those who have, I thank you for that. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.